Hello, I'm Tim Jones. I'm a world-famous pediatrician, and some people are surprised to learn that I'm a doctor. And in fact, they often say, hey, I thought you were a lame second-rate humor writer, to which I respond, you're mistaken, sir. I am a medical doctor. If I wasn't, how else to explain my physician's lab coat and this stethoscope, which I purchased on Amazon.com for $19. By the way, not to worry you, but how long has that mole been on your cheek? You might want to have that looked at. I'm just suggesting. I'm here to discuss a serious subject, a pandemic that, quite frankly, seems to be spiraling out of control. No, I'm not talking about COVID. Something far more long-lasting, which has taken over the lives of millions of people all over the world. Over the past 50 years, throughout North America and beyond, there's been an explosion of reported cases of chronic incessant disorder syndrome, better known by its acronym, K.I.D.S. No demographic group has been spared by this invasive, intractable outbreak. In fact, I myself have been waging my own personal battle with kids for many years, and I will tell you the warning signs to look out for on the other side. Welcome back. Dr. Tim here, and yes, trust me, I really am a doctor. If I weren't, how else could I do this? Yeah. It's probably benign, but like I said, I would still have that mole checked if I were you. I'm here to share with you the warning signs of chronic incessant disorder syndrome, better known by its acronym, K.I.D.S. According to humanitarian relief agencies' longitudinal studies dating back to the 19th century, the number of known cases of K.I.D.S is at its highest level in human history. And as you can see from this chart, alarmingly, it shows no signs of reversing its upward trend. For millions of couples facing the long-term ordeal of K.I.D.S, quite frankly, there is no relief in sight. Scientists have been unable to unlock the mysterious inner workings of K.I.D.S, but they do know that contracting the condition has been conclusively linked to unprotected sexual contact, often during excessive bouts of alcohol consumption. Warning signs that you may have contracted K.I.D.S include an inability to maintain an orderly household, often accompanied by a complete disregard for clutter and chaos. Another warning sign is a sudden, complete indifference to the presence of vomit, nasal mucus, fecal or urinary discharge on one's clothes or person. What makes this epidemic of K.I.D.S so debilitating is that there is very little anyone can do to combat it. Once contracted, in the vast majority of cases, the condition, while not usually fatal, typically lasts the rest of their lives. People coping with even the mildest form of K.I.D.S often report that the condition gets progressively more difficult to manage over time as the virus mutates in appearance, continually grows in size, and in later stages becomes increasingly resistant to any attempts to control it. As people struggle to adapt to living with K.I.D.S, they report that close friends that they've known for years but who have not contracted K.I.D.S oftentimes avoid them like the plague. Early stage K.I.D.S is often associated with significant sleep deprivation, lasting up to 8 months. Now, during this incubator period, common side effects include a significant decline in the victim's range of vocabulary, typically accompanied by an uncontrollable urge to speak in a high-pitched, chirpy voice about successful bowel movements. Surprisingly, after a few years, some K.I.D.S sufferers have reported brief intervals of partially regained lucidity and brief episodes where the worst aspects of K.I.D.S appear to go into remission. They can sometimes regain normal sleep cycles and are able to enjoy more adult-themed TV programming. There have even been reported instances in which people living with K.I.D.S have experienced momentary fits of laughter, say as at birthday parties or zoos, and this rare sighting of a parent actually enjoying a Little League baseball game. But these anecdotal stories have yet to be substantiated with empirical evidence. One of the most common ailments afflicting people with K.I.D.S is a perceived loss of control, independence, and spontaneity. They often report feeling chained to endless cycles of vehicular transport to soccer games, piano recitals, and doctor's appointments, taking the place of time that was previously used for hiking with friends, playing tennis, and working out at the gym. And as a result of this hard-to-break cycle, Another common side effect of K.I.D.S is unsightly weight gain and a marked decline in concern for personal appearance. It is common for people with advanced stages of K.I.D.S to experience wild swings of emotion and increased levels of stress. If you encounter an otherwise rational adult barking out phrases like, "Who do you think paid for that?" or "Would it kill you to say thank you?" or "Because I said so," the chances are high that this person is battling K.I.D.S. Adults exposed to K.I.D.S for long periods of time often suffer a dramatic depletion of their long-term savings. Some studies suggest this steep decline in personal net worth intensifies around the 18th through 22nd year of living with K.I.D.S. Now, the good news is there are dozens of documented cases where victims of K.I.D.S can actually resume relatively normal lives, somewhere around 18 years from the onset of the condition, particularly as the virus looks for a new, younger set of hosts to cohabitate with, sometimes miles away from your immediate vicinity. While there are several effective methods for the prevention of K.I.D.S, currently there is no cure. The unsettling reality is that the existence of K.I.D.S has become a global pandemic. Ever since my wife and I first received the shocking diagnosis over 20 years ago that we had both become exposed to K.I.D.S, our lives have been consumed just trying to manage this condition. But here's the oddest part about this crisis. Even though coming down with K.I.D.S has radically turned my life upside down, drained my life savings, and caused me and my wife endless worry, I can't help but wonder what my life would have been like had I never gotten K.I.D.S in the first place. For me, K.I.D.S is one lifelong condition for which, personally, I hope they never find a cure. That's the view from the bleachers. Perhaps I'm off base. I'm Dr. Tim, and remember, if you like this video or started to worry about me just a little bit, please click on the subscribe button below and share this video with your friends or anyone you'd like to annoy. For more of my humor, you can visit my website, viewfromthebleachers.net. Thank you for joining me. Now, I have to go. I have several patients waiting, some of them with moles that look even worse than yours. Please, check that out.